a lot of people are going to start asking themselves, who is the best team in the NFL? And hate to break it to you, folks, it's too early in the season. Injuries can occur, trades can happen. Teams are willing to have good matchups, bad matchups, how things truly unfold, depending on a 60-game schedule. Those are all things that you're going to have to pay attention to. But it's never too early to have a quote-unquote hot take. It's a very hot take right now to believe that Miami is the best team in the NFL, but I don't think it's that hot to say that if they stay on this course, very well they could be punching their ticket to an AFC title game, if not even further. And it's not because of what you have at the quarterback position. It's not because of what you have at wide receiver. It's because of they can play 4 quarters of compelling football and beat you in various fashion. That's what really stands out about Miami this year. So it's another year of Tua learning the likes of Mike McDaniel's offense. Huge positive there. You have continuity, chemistry, consistency at the quarterback head coach combination. They do have weapons, no doubt about it, especially in the passing game. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. They also have guys like River Craycraft and Braxton Berrios and Durham Smythe all stepping up. They all finished with at least 2 catches in yesterday's game. They also all 5 total yards offense. Add in other areas to where they can beat you. And knowing how this team automatically operates based off of its harmonious fashion, it's very scary if you were going up against them pound for pound. Because when you go back and you watch this game, one thing that you know about Miami is they're going to be able to beat you through the air. If they get Tua Tagovailoa free time to deliver shots downfield and wait for his receivers to win at the highest point of attack, naturally the passing game is going to be on point. And you saw that last night. Big touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill right before halftime. You saw that with the throw pretty much, I think it was like 2 plays before, to Braxton Berrios, just right in the breadbasket. Tua looked phenomenal in that throw. He's also made a couple of big highlight throws. But there was 3 plays to where I thought this is where you start believing a little bit. More so in Miami. Not 3 plays, my apologies, 3 drives. Their opening drive, 13 plays, 81 yards. They march all the way down the field, and they settle for a Jason Sanders field goal. Okay, you take that out of it. Then they go next drive, 11 plays, 73 yards. They take roughly about 5 minutes off the clock, maybe a little bit more. And then when you go into the second half, they didn't end up getting the play. It was a blocked field goal. Beautiful play design when you look at what Bill Belichick was scheming up. The man does not miss when it comes to special teams. He basically eats that like it's a side dish on his breakfast. But they ate off over 6 minutes of the clock. So the thing about Miami is, and what really stands out, they know how to be able to slow down, but still play with impeccable tempo. Like you watch this team break out of the huddle, and they're quick to the line. They don't make a lot of mental errors. They're able to call audibles and check downs and see where the pass rush is coming, but they still allow that clock to run. And they allow that clock to run because they have enough faith and enough belief and enough of value in knowing this team that they absolutely understand we can beat you however we see fit. We need a deep shot down the field to a Tyreek Hill for gain of 60. Okay, wheel it up. Go ahead and wait for the open pass. Go ahead and deliver to it. You can do that. But then they can slow the game down and methodically march up and down the field, allowing themselves not just time, but also the ability to look at what the defense is presenting them and then make those necessary changes. That's what good teams do. That's what impeccable teams do. That's what championship teams can do. They're not afraid to uncork one and just show you, don't mess with us. You're about to find out how deadly we are. But they're also, in that same token, allowing this team to catch its breath, allowing this team to survey the field. And then when the moment arises and they feel like that this other team that they're facing off against is ready for a big time play, they go ahead and they play it down at the line of scrimmage. Okay, gain it 2, gain it 2. Now take that deep shot. So that's why Miami really stands out to me on offense. And then you add in the defensive element of the factor. Mac Jones was sacked 4 times last night. I believe he was under pressure on 27 snaps. So they had a very overall below average offensive line performance from New England. That's one thing. Cool, whatever. Not going to spend a lot of time on that. But what I will say is now you have an aggressive defensive coordinator who knows how to utilize his players to an advantage. And it really shows not only in the pass rush, but it also shows with the versatility that they have. They can blitz off the edge. They're not afraid to send safeties down in the box. They're not afraid to win up the middle. And they also have good linebacker play to where any one of them can make an immediate impact. Like Andrew Van Ginkel. Anybody know that name? Been around the NFL for a couple seasons. He's been kind of a rotational player. He finished with 3 pressures and a sack last night. How about Bradley Chubb? Guy comes over from the likes of the Denver Broncos, reunites with his former defense coordinator in Vic Fangio. He has a sack last night. And Christian Wilkins has a sack last night. And David Long Jr., the inside linebacker, he also has a sack last night. So they're able to win off the edge. They're able to force quarterbacks to stay inside the pocket to where they can't maneuver and get a throw off. They can win on the outside to where they can easily end the day and take away the rushing attack. And they can win up the middle to where a quarterback has to work his way outside. But guess who's waiting there for you? An elite pass rusher, or at least a stable pass rusher that basically ends the play. New England's in trouble. New England's in trouble for its boring, bland play calling, their inability to find a lot of success on the ground. Last night, if I'm not mistaken, they only averaged, I think, like 3 yards per play. Yeah, like it was even less than that. No one rushed for over, I believe it was 50 yards. I think that was Ramondre Stevenson. But the reality is that most teams are going to face similar troubles going up against Miami because Miami's defense now has carried the weight. So now that they're adding another piece to the puzzle, now that they're able to win at that point, and they have this offense that's purely dynamic and can easily show you why it means business, it's hard to doubt this team. It is. It's very hard as of this morning to believe that Miami is not a playoff-bound team. They're not a team that can win a Super Bowl. They're not a team that could easily run the table through the AFC, and they can go toe-to-toe with the big boys. And especially when you look at how there were times yesterday in the Jacksonville game where Trevor Lawrence looked inept. There were times where the defense for Kansas City seemed to have its fair share of struggles. There were times where Buffalo, you still worry about them a little bit. Baltimore's got the injury bug. They can easily go and beat you up, and they can make your flaws be truly evident on a main stage. And that's a bad sign for anyone that's sitting in the stands when they have to face off against Miami. They're a good team. They're a very good team. They're sound. They're resilient. They know what they're doing. They have a great culture in the locker room, massive belief and massive buy-in from the players who are currently on the staff. But more specifically, they also know what are their strengths and what are their weaknesses. And they play into their strengths. And once they figure out, hey, this isn't working, they go away from it. You watched it. You watched in the run game. You watched them when they were able to have big breakaway plays downfield, whether it be with the rushing attack or the passing attack. You watch this Tua attack nonstop. So when you add that together, it's hard to doubt Miami going into week 3. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.